Alright folks, welcome back to, this is going to be tip 2 or hint 2, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to cover what I've come to realize about disposable stakes. I haven't used any rebar stakes since I've been back at trapping and stuff, so most of my knowledge with stakes comes from the disposable stakes. I've tried 3 different styles or brands, whatever you want to say. They all work in the same method. Basically, no matter what kind of a disposable you got, you're going to drive the thing in the ground, and when you pull it, it sets like that, and they hold really well. So one thing I've discovered as I was pulling some of my stakes this year, there was a couple that I left in the ground for a year or 2, and I was prying on this and the cable broke and it rusted away. So if you plan on leaving these in the ground a year at the most, maybe 2 seasons in a row, because it could turn out to be a disastrous day for you to come back and find your trap gone with a rusted cable. And I plan on doing some other stuff with these cables this year. Now, the different types that I've used the Wolf Fang, this is the Berkshire, and I've used the Fox Hollow Super Stake, and they all work really well as long as you can get them into the ground. This is probably the cheapest one. The Berkshire is probably the cheapest, and then this isn't much more expensive, the Wolf Fang, and these cost maybe twice as much as these do, the Fox Hollows. Like I said, you get them in the ground, they all work really effectively. They're a bugger to get out sometimes. So the thing that it is, though, is getting them into the ground. No matter what type you buy, my suggestion is buy the best stake driver you can get. The Berkshire stake driver that I bought, it's not much stronger than a 16-penny nail. You're better off going to a fabrication shop and getting a nice good piece of hardened 3/8" steel, because they bend easily, very easily. This is the stock driver that I got for the Wolf Fangs. I mean, that has been re-welded, and I cut it off. It's way shorter than it was. I cut it off, it bent, and I re-welded a nut on it, and it's very cheap, and it doesn't work very well. This is the Wolf Fang driver I got from Stalker Fabrication. I've shown this before. I beat the living daylights out of this thing, and it's still straight as an arrow. I did break the handle up, but that's my fault. I beat this thing to death. You can see it's all mushroomed out, but the thing is still straight, and it'll still drive a stake in. This is the driver that I got for the Fox Hollow Super Stakes. They sell a cheaper version, but do not buy the cheaper version. I'm telling you, buy the best one. This is like 26 or 27 bucks, I can't remember. It fits inside the stake and drives in like a bullet. They drive in really well. In my opinion, this is what I'm switching over to. I'm going to switch everything over to these Fox Hollow stakes. These are, as far as disposables go, these are the cat's meow in my opinion. The one thing I am going to do, I'm going to change a bunch of these over, and I'm going to weld some just 1-foot hunks of chain onto here. I think it's going to be a lot better. I'll be able to leave them in the ground for a few seasons, I think. It'll take a lot longer for the chain to rust in this small cable. And once you set one of these stakes, if you've used these disposables before, once you drive the stake in, and you set it, if this cable sticks up out of the ground, it can be a pain in the butt to try to push back down the hole, and especially if you catch a coyote, they can yank them up a little more than what you did, and they can be a bugger to get back down in the hole. So I'm going to switch some of these over to chain so that I don't have to deal with that issue anymore. I mean, which one you buy, I mean, it's if you have nice soft ground, these hold all day long. My problem is here where I'm at in Pennsylvania, that we have some hard ground, and these can be a pain to drive in sometimes. So a lot of the places where I set a lot of my footholds, these are a pain. Where I set a lot of my cable restraints out in the middle of some fields and stuff, they drive in a lot easier. So I'll be using these for a lot of my cable restraints, and these are going to be a lot for my footholds. And as these wear out, I'll be replacing with these, definitely. So again, like I said, it doesn't matter which one you get. If you have soft dirt, I mean, go with the cheap one. It's nice and easy. You got some hard dirt, I think you're better off spending a little extra money on these. And what I've learned is I think you'd be better off getting a dozen sets of real good equipment and getting in a dozen nice sets rather than getting 2 dozen cheap traps and cheap things and trying to pound in 24 sets, and you'll be putting in lesser effective sets, in my opinion. So I like these. I like these a lot, if I haven't said that already. So that's my opinions on stakes and stake drivers. Buy the best you can, no matter what you buy. Buy the best stake driver that you can. Cheap stake drivers. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with the third tip hopefully soon.